All right, guys, welcome back to You Special. We are at the Institute of Financial Management and Research here in Nungambakkam with business students discussing the union budget. See, we've just touched a few issues right now, a few aspects of the budget, and I'm sure there are many more. So what I'm going to do right now is just throw the house open. Just pick one issue and we'll just start with that and just move on to others quickly. Yeah.
One visible aspect of this budget is that the burden on the common man, by the way they have increased the petrol and diesel prices, it just adds a wound, as a wound. I mean, it adds to a wound. Since the inflation is already high and you are putting the burden on common man in the form of petrol, diesel, so it's a bad thing actually to do.
All right.
But I see this as a good things to come, in the sense it's not a political issue. It's historically been a political issue about the petrol prices, and now it's good that he's come out in the open saying I'm going to deregulate the prices of petrol.
For the benefit of all of us and our viewers, you can tell me how this price, increasing fuel prices is a good thing.
It's good for us because out of the 100 rupees I have as an income, I'm paying out 28 rupees as an interest towards what I borrow. So the thing is, that's what he's planning to bring down. And at least 5 years down the line, you can look at spending more money that you earn on your people rather than giving it out to somebody else who's lent to you.
All right, okay.
Plus, what I feel is this is already in the earlier years when the petrol prices were going up in the world, he actually gave us we got it at a subsidized rate. Right now, what he's doing is just pulling back that subsidy that he had earlier given. So I don't think it's a negative point.
Okay. In fact, it's advantageous because this time the oil marketing companies are getting a chance to make up on the losses that they made whole of last year.
All right.
I mean, that's an important thing because for
But then it's happening at the cost of the consumer. Is that all right?
It's something which the markets have to get used to. Coming to market pricing is something good for the entire market as such.
Just because the market, you're not thinking about the consumer.
Just because the price, if you keep doing this, government has to keep facing a lot of deficit year on year. That's not something again going to be useful for the economy.
All right, so that's the debate, whether to tax the government or to tax the consumer. Now, anyone here who believes that taxing the consumer to relax the burden on the government is all right? It's not all right. Someone who believes that?
Actually, I'm not believing that, but he has given some relaxation in form of taxes, and he has increased the petroleum prices. So it's kind of again a balancing act he has done.
All right, okay.
See, also what I see is he's also increased the stress on green initiatives. He's put a surcharge on coal. He's trying to disincentivize the use of fossil fuels and increase the use of green technology. That's for the better of us, is it not?
All right, okay. Yep.
Adding to what you are saying, see, he has created this program called National Clean Energy Fund, wherein you're using a fund to provide incentives for people who are coming out with more cleaner energy sources. So that way he did a good thing actually.
All right.
Lastly, I would like to add what we were discussing here about petroleum prices. I think we want to live in a world of free society where we get things free. I think we should get out of it.
All right.
I mean, let's get out of it and look into things, but we should pay for it. There are a lot of people who can afford to pay, but they want to shy away from paying and getting subsidies along with the whole nation. So I think we should get out of it.
Okay.
One more important thing I want to make is somehow FM has done a very good job in bringing the the image of the Indian society in the world as supreme. Reason being, now the countries which are doing so much of social fuel, the fossil fuels, they are burning so much, they are increasing the coal content in the carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere. By bringing the green energy into the society has done a great job for India.
All right.
Plus,
okay. Let's move on to some other issue.
Well, I think, friends, for these petroleum prices, we have already seen that petroleum companies, they have incurred huge losses. So first thing, we need to recompensate them. That is why we have levied the taxes.
Oh, okay, we discussed petroleum pricing. Anything else you guys?
Yeah, we've been discussing about the demerits of the budget. So let's move on to some of the positives of the budget.
Okay, all right.
So main thing is about FDI inflows. It has increased a great deal. I mean, $20.9 billion FDI inflows despite the global capital outflows is what matters in the end. And also, Pranab Mukherjee has done a lot to liberalize the pricing and the payment of technology transfer fee and royalty payments. This will definitely attract a lot of FDIs to India.
Okay, now does that, a question I have here, does that, increase our dependence on international markets, the increase in FDI inflow? Does it? I have a very... Yeah.
I think it's like the money chases the returns. It comes where there are returns. So see, there's surplus and we need it. So it's coming here and coming and getting invested into the right sector. So looking into it, I would again put forward the point that our FM has not looked into the education sector and the insurance sector, which I thought would have been discussed here in the budget. There was a lot of talk about
Okay,
opening it
education
up.
and insurance you
Yeah.
feel have been neglected. Okay, she wants to make a point here.
Adding to what he has done positively in the budget, he's trying to bring in a lot of domestic boom with respect to IT sector by relaxing the corporate taxes, and also the UID project and the biometrics requirement. That would definitely boost the IT industry, which has been really waiting for this kind of push.
Yeah, Nandan Karmi must be a happy man now. All right.
However, the meager 22,300 crores for healthcare sector below the poverty line, I think it's nowhere near what we require.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, bringing down the fiscal deficit is actually good for the the FII and the FDIs because they actually see the country rating before investing. So in that case, it is actually good.
All right.
One more important tax was minimum alternative tax, and that has been increased from 15 to 18% when the industry was expecting it to go down to almost 10% or so. So it has increased the burden a lot, plus the fuel prices has increased, and now the industry is facing the pressure of the price hike. Now they are saying the price line will be going to increase. So that's a big issue that we have to take care in the future as well.
All right. Okay, I'm running out of time on this segment. So first, I want closing thoughts now. Yeah, just closing thoughts, final thoughts on what the way ahead, and perhaps a closing final thought on this budget. Who can? Yeah.
So actually, he has had a very well balanced budget, making happy the low end segment and the upper end segment, but most of the things which I think he's not looked into is education. The education cess also remains at 3%, which needs to be reduced, and also if you look at the infrastructure sector, the DSA valuation of companies would decrease, and something has to be done with regard to that.
All right.
Yes, and the budget this time has a vision and not just the numbers like the last year. And also investors have responded positively, as we saw the markets were going up when he was announcing the budget. So the overall consensus is the budget was good.
Okay.
There have been many positive and negatives about this budget, but after analyzing for this long, I think that the positives outweigh the negatives. But I can definitely say this is not an Aam Aadmi budget.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
One final thing. Yeah. Let him finish it off. Yeah, please.
There were very good aspects about this budget. He brought in this GST and National Clean Energy Fund. He tried to focus more on research and all, but he didn't consider much about agriculture, and he didn't try to do anything for inflation. So Aam Aadmi is all about roti, kapda or makan. He has lost over this. So please don't call it a Aam Aadmi budget.
All right, okay, so I think we'll have to end on that now. I know all of you have much more to say, but I'm running out of time on this show. Thanks a lot for participating. Yes, so this is what the students want to hear to say. There are many positives, there are many negatives as well. The positives outweigh the negatives, but then yeah, it is definitely not an Aam Aadmi budget is what they want to put forward today. Thanks a lot for watching. You special thanks a lot to all you guys for participating in the show. It was a wonderful discussion. If you want a college to be a part of the show, please call us on 9941322222 or email us at feedback@ndtv-hindu.com. This is Ramanathan signing off.